Well, hello, Evergreen. I put out a note earlier today on this, but we're not going to have a normal Wednesday night tonight. Our daughter, Kaisa, is graduating from the University of Washington, and as you know, with COVID-19, they're not able to have regular graduation ceremonies, and so we want to be invested in all her graduation ceremonies. She has a online graduation ceremony tonight for one of her majors. She has several majors: law and justice, sociology, and then there's also just her overall graduation ceremony on Saturday. But we want to be available to watch the one tonight, which is at 7 o'clock. So I thought I'd just give you a little video tonight. But I wanted to show you something here about the difference in fruit, that sometimes we struggle with the fruit in our own life, and we think, am I growing? Are things going to change? What is life about? I want to show you two different kinds of trees here. So first, I want to show you this tree here. This tree, I don't know if you can see it here. So this tree here is in our backyard, and it flowers, and I don't know the name of it. I just call it the one tree and the other tree. That tells you my horticulture skills. But it blooms really bright. It has this bright colored flowers, and you can see it coming, like right away. The blooms come really bright, and then it blooms gloriously bright, and then it goes away, and it's a really short amount of time. If you're on vacation during that week, you'd miss it. And then it kind of goes to this, I don't know, it's kind of even not the most pretty looking after that. And that's the color of it. And I like it. I don't want to pit trees against each other, but in some ways that's kind of how we see blossoms, or how we see how flowers are supposed to be. But we have another tree in our yard that I've really grown to appreciate this year, and it's a tree that I sit under, and I study under, and pray under, and complain under, and I just spend a lot of time under. I don't like being in the shade that much. In the sun that much, so I spend time in the shade under this tree. But this tree blooms in a different way, and I want to show it to you here. Can you see it? Pretty nice. Pretty glorious, in fact. Now, getting some wetness on me here. So, I noticed with this one this year, is I was waiting for it to bloom, and with these leaves here, they first come out green, these petals, they first come out green, really small, and then they get bigger and bigger green, and then they slowly turn pink, and then eventually they turn this vibrant color. But it is a really slow process. And I hadn't noticed how slow it was, to the point where I thought, oh, maybe they're not going to bloom this year. Maybe it's just going to be green. And I was disappointed. I thought maybe I don't know how this stuff works. Maybe they didn't pollinate. What happened? But I slowly saw the green turn pink, and then it get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, until you get this just gorgeous looking tree there. And it just reminds me of the reality of what we have to trust by faith, that God is doing something bigger in our lives. And I would rather work for this, because here's another cool thing about this tree, is once it blooms, it stays blooming for a long time. Like, these blooms stay on for like the whole month, and you can just sit under the blooms for a whole month or even longer. I'll tell you how long it goes, because I'm going to be enjoying it. It's not just suddenly flashy, bright, and then over, but long term. And I really want to live a life like that. I want to actually build fruit that takes a while to develop, but once it develops, it's lasting. And I don't want to discount what God is doing. I know some of you are going through a difficult season. You don't quite know if you're producing fruit. But if you move forward at the pace of faith, God is producing fruit in your life. Just doing a little short thing here today. I want to spend time with my family. Speaking of lasting fruit, I want to invest in the people God has entrusted to my care, right? So I want to invest in my kids today, and pray for my daughter as she graduates from the University of Washington. But I want to just encourage you that God is producing fruit in your life. Okay? Love you guys. May God bless you and keep you. May you trust that He's producing lasting fruit that will be bright and beautiful and long term. In Jesus' name. All right.